disaster preparedness.
Hey there guys, I have a question for you. What if a disaster will hit you or your place right now? What will you do? How would you react? Are you informed? Educated? Prepared? Maybe you'll just say that, oh, disaster will not happen today. It will not happen tomorrow either. You know, disaster doesn't happen frequently. Sorry to break it into you guys, but disaster may happen anytime, anywhere, unexpectedly. But don't worry, we're here to teach you about things on what to do before, during, and after a disaster. It will not guarantee 100% of survivability, but it can make your chances go higher. Disaster preparedness.
What is a disaster? A disaster is a sudden calamitous event that seriously disrupts the functioning of a community or society and causes human, material, and economic or environmental losses that exceeds the community or society's ability to cope up using its own resources. Though often caused by nature, disaster can have human origins.
There are 4 common disasters, and these are the earthquake, tsunami, tornado, and the typhoon. Earthquakes. Earthquakes are usually caused when the rock underground suddenly breaks along the fault. This sudden release of energy causes the seismic waves that makes the ground shake. This is also the movement of the tectonic plate on the ground. A tsunami. A tsunami is a series of waves in a water body caused by the displacement of the large volume of water, generally in an ocean or a large lake. This can also cause after an earthquake, volcanic eruption, underwater explosion above or below water. Tornado. Tornado is a violent rotating column of air extending from the thunderstorm to the ground, visible as a funnel cloud in contact with both ground and cloud base. And lastly, the typhoon. A typhoon is a giant rotating storm that brings wind, rain, and destruction. Hurricanes and typhoons are both kinds of tropical cyclones.
Here are some things that you need to do before a disaster. First is to gather all your important documents and to prepare some cash. In your emergency kit, you should have enough cash to pay for food, lodging, and other necessities that is good for 3 days. Power interruptions will surely happen. That's why you cannot take money from ATM machines and banks. Second is to have a very good emergency plan. You know, prevention is better than cure. That's why you need to plan ahead of time on what to do during those worst case scenarios. It will help you increase your safety awareness. It will not make you panic, and it will make you calm.
Next is to evaluate your home. Anything at home can be a risk factor, and these necessities for an assessment to be carried out to determine what needs to be done to ensure safety. When carrying out a risk assessment in the home to ensure safety and health, various questions needs to be asked, such as what items are dangerous at home that could cause an injury, where should they be kept, and what are some of the safety rules that should be put across. Prepare a disaster kit. 10 items to have in your emergency kits are bag, change of clothes including socks and underwear, healthy, non-perishable snack or foods, of course water, first aid kit, ibuprofen and other medicines, flashlight and extra batteries, and of course, last but not the least, the portable cell phone battery and a portable phone.
So this is one of the things that we should consider before the disaster. Learn first aid. First aid is the first and immediate response given to any person who's suffering from either a minor or serious illness or injury, with care provided to preserve life, prevent the condition from worsening, or to promote recovery. First aid is generally performed by someone with basic medical training. So next, Always check the news for updates and more information. The best way to fully inform about what happenings, why and where it happened is by watching the news. One of the best way to get rudimental information about certain concept is via the news. Reputable news sources make it a habit of introducing previously alien concepts that makes the news.
Things you should do during a disaster.
What to do during an earthquake? So these are the things you need to do during an earthquake. First, you need to stay calm. If you're indoor, stay inside. If you're outdoor, stay outside. If you're indoors, stay against a wall near the center of the building. Stand in a doorway or crawl under a heavy furniture, a desk or a table. Stand away from the windows and outside doors that might protect you from falling debris. If you're outside, stay in the open away from power lines or anything that might fall onto you. Stay away from buildings. Stuff might fall off the building or the building could fall onto you. Next, don't even use matches, candles, or anything that can cause fire. Broken glass lines and fire don't mix. If you're in a car, stop the car and stay inside the car until the earthquake has stopped. Don't use an elevator. They probably get stuck anyway.
Typhoon. First, listen. Listen to the radio or television for more information. Second, secure your home. Third, moor your boat if time permits. Fourth, turn off your utilities like electricity if instructed to do so. Lastly, avoid using the phone except for serious emergencies.
What to do during a tsunami? If you're in a tsunami area, drop your hands and knees, cover your head and neck with your arms. Hold on to unsturdy furniture until the shaking stops. Crawl only if you can reach better cover, but do not go through an area with more debris. If you're outside the tsunami hazard zone and receive a warning, then stay where you are unless officials tell you otherwise. Next is the evacuation routes. Evacuation routes are often marked by a wave with an arrow in the direction of higher ground. If you are in the water, then grab onto something that floats such as raft, tree trunk, or door. There is no evidence that COVID-19 can be spread through water. However, flood waters may contain debris, chemicals, or waste that are harmful to your health.
Here are some things that you need to do during volcanic eruption. First is you need to avoid low-lying areas because lava flow and mud flow or lahar may go there. Second is to seek cover. Seek cover from ash falls and some falling rocks or mud that is coming out from the volcano. You should also use masks to cover your mouth and nose to prevent inhalation and ingestion of volcanic debris. And lastly, you need to stay indoors if you're away from the volcanic site and watch your children because they might be curious and go outside. But if you're near the volcanic area, you need to evacuate immediately.
Things you should do after a disaster.
Things you should do after the disaster. First, make sure you and your family members and pets are safe and accounted for. Make sure everyone takes their go bag and your lockbox or essential and financial documents. This is one of the important things you need to have after a disaster. Attend to a physical injuries and emotional distress. If you have a home standing but there is damage, secure your property.
Is to check your house. Check if you can still live there. Check for minor or major repairs. If your house needs to be critically repaired, ask for help from your trusted workers or from your insurance agent. And lastly, if your house is completely destroyed or you don't have any place to live, ask for help. Ask for assistance. There are so many NGOs. The LGU can help. The government can help. They have shelters where you can stay, and they give food for free.
Disaster preparedness can save lives.
So plan ahead.
Be ready.
And stay informed.